If you watched my Temu video, then this is the mouse that freaking showed up looking crazy. And this is the order that Temu freaking messed up in that video. And I wanted to show this mouse. I mean, it's not necessarily budget because it's around 70 bucks, and that's kind of like the standard cost, but this is a PAW 3395, a Tag Shark R3 Magnesium 8K mouse, potentially. So it's 826,000 DPI, rechargeable battery, specialized software, 3 different colors that it comes in, and it's an 8K low latency mouse, tri-mode connectivity, Magnesium Alloy. And the one that arrived was freaking filthy and disgusting, and I felt so nasty touching that mouse. And it turns out that basically they had created the label to send me this mouse, and the return got sent, a return that had been returned to them got sent instead of this brand new one. So I knew there were some red flags when it didn't have a box. Like, what the heck is this? So paid for this with my own money from Temu, and I wanted to do a video because I was like, that's a nice looking mouse, and I haven't purchased a mouse in a while. And mice are starting to be interesting these days because some of them are super expensive, but you know, a lot of these are in a good price range. And so this one here, it looks the way it's supposed to in the box. Let's set this over here. It's extremely lightweight. I'll read the specs, or I put the specs on the screen. There's not much in the box here. I also got this keyboard from Temu, and so that video, I'll be doing a video on this because it's a pretty nice keyboard. It's also like kind of at the edge of that budget range, and it's a nice value. So I'll do a video on that. This mouse comes with tape. It comes with skates. It comes with a manual, it looks like, here as well. So here's the manual right there in 2 languages. There are the skates and the tape, the grip tape. Also comes with, this is the 8K receiver. And so that's the receiver right there. And then nice little braided cable. USB A on one end, and then USB-C on the other end. Here is the mouse itself. Now this is what I expected to receive. Now granted, the other one was the right material, but it was broken. And so take a look at that. That is the mouse there. Let's do a quick sounds good. Let's do it on this one. Get you 2 different. So this sounds good and it feels good. Side buttons. It's pretty ambidextrous as far as the shape goes, but there are side buttons right there, forward and back. They're usually standard. DPI switch on the bottom, DPI switch right there. Then you have your Bluetooth and dongle. So Bluetooth up, dongle at the bottom, and of course, USB-C when you plug it in. That's that. Let's get this plugged up and let's test it out. So, new day. This is Christopher from the future. My review got completely taken over. I jumped on a gaming session with my buddy Corey from Freaky Tech Reviews, and he freaking killed Kelvin. I don't know if you've played Sons of the Forest, but you know how big of a deal that is. He killed Kelvin. But listen, I've been using this now for a couple days, and I know for you it's only been split seconds since I switched from the last shot, but I wanted to let you know that this thing is freaking sweet, and I've really enjoyed playing with it. As far as the polling rate, now polling rate is a buzzword for the most part because there's only so much that the human eye can respond to, and a lot of folks say that beyond 1,000, beyond 2,000, it's really imperceptible, and I believe that to be true. I mean, there's a lot of tests that you can do, but in real world use, not really sure how much of that plays a part into whether or not it's actually doing anything for you. And if you're a casual gamer like me, it doesn't matter anyway. So I ran a couple of tests. I did the UFO, I did a couple of them, and I couldn't get this above 4,500 polling rate. But it could be because I did it on that setup back there, which is mostly, which is a laptop setup. So that's where I do most of my gaming. It's an RTX 3080 notebook version. So like I do most of my gaming on that, and so it's not the most powerful system, although it's more powerful than the average system. So it means it's time for me to update, but I'm not ready to pay for it. But anyway, I've enjoyed using this, and the tests say one thing, and it's pretty accurate. I mean, I did another test. I think I was 98% accurate. I'll put that up as well as far as like clicking accuracy. Now speed, I was trash because again, I'm a casual gamer, so I'm not the fastest, but that doesn't mean that this did any worse. So overall, I really enjoyed this, and it's interesting because we're at that point where it's like a diminishing returns, right? Like, is this worth the money for it being a budget? I paid 71 bucks on Temu for this. Temu, however you say it. On its website, it's 100 bucks. You can find it on Amazon as well. But it's interesting because we're almost at that point where budget technology is catching up to high-end technology. And so it's like, what is the difference that separates them? More often than not, I find that it's software that separates your budget gear from your high-end gear, like your Razors and SteelSeries and Logitech and things like that, because they have the best software suites. And so their software suites allow you to have the most functionality. Now, this has a decent software suite. In fact, it has a built-in web driver, so you don't have to download anything to your computer if you don't want to. And it also has a actual driver that you can download as well, so you can get the software in both variants. And the software is pretty decent. It allows you to customize the mouse, customize the buttons, the clicks, the lift-off distance, polling rate all the way up to 8,000, etc. That leaves my question is, what is the difference between a budget and a high-end peripheral these days? And I think it is all of the things around the product and not necessarily always the product, because we see magnetic keyboards going all the way down to 20 bucks these days. And the sweet spot is kind of like 85 to 130 bucks. There's a lot of brands in that space. And I think mice are starting to be the exact same way. So all in all, I think this is really well built. I think there is no need to buy anything further than this if you're a casual gamer like myself. If you're a professional gamer, esports gamer, then you already know what to buy and things like that. But the mouse, it feels good. Clicks are good. Click on the mouse, buttons. Like, all in all, this is a great mouse for 70 bucks. And I got it on Temu. And again, you can buy this in different places. I'll put some links in the description below, and you can decide whether or not, if you're open, if you want to go with this. Attack Shark, though, I believe is a upcoming brand that we're going to see a lot. Like, I remember seeing Attack Shark a year ago, maybe a year and a half ago, and I saw it on Temu and I saw it on Amazon, and it was like, oh, that's a really nice mouse for 30 bucks. Let me buy that. Now they're up in that $70 range, and they have more and more keyboards. I have seen a lot of Attack Shark products that are good, and this is, I think, the third one that I've purchased myself with my own money. So I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I think this is great mouse, so I think it's definitely worth you considering if you're on the market for a good gaming mouse. I'm actually going to use this a lot. It's super light. It feels good in the hand. It fits my palm really well, and so I'm thoroughly impressed with it. So let me know any questions you may have in the comment section below. Also comment, talk crap to Corey for freaking killing Kelvin on Sons of the Forest, if you're familiar with that game. He ruined it another way too. Maybe we'll talk about it in the next podcast. But if you're new to the Cozy Coalition, consider subscribing and hanging out with us more if you enjoyed today's content. But as always, stay cozy in that crazy world, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.